Shooty Fruity review for the PlayStation VR.
Let's begin!
First up, let's take a look at the gameplay. Shooty Fruity is a shooting gallery game with a twist. While shooting waves of evil fruit, you must work on a cash register. You must scan groceries to fill up a meter found on a cash register in front of you. Filling up this meter allows guns to come dangling down a conveyor-like belt just above your head. Grabbing one of these and then firing away at the fruit straight away is very fluid and feels very satisfying. There is a lot of weapons in this game and they all handle brilliantly. They really are quite different from one another, and after a while you really do get used to their recoil and how much ammo each one contains. When a gun runs out of ammo, it breaks, and parts fly off in different directions. This induces panic, as the fruit are forever getting closer to you, and it is also visually stunning. If a fruit does reach your counter, it will attack, which normally results in them exploding. You really don't want this to happen because it sends your groceries flying, resulting in you not being able to fill up your meter for more guns briefly, as you will have to wait for more groceries to arrive. Although it is something you don't want to happen, it is visually impressive seeing the physics engine on display, as products land all over the shop floor. If you get hit by a fruit too many times, it's game over, and the stage will end. You always know how far away you are from a failed attempt though, as lights that are located on your register indicate how many lives you have left. There are many different types of enemy fruits that gradually reveal themselves as you progress through the stages. My favourites are for watermelon because it is massive and rolls towards you very slowly. Its slow movement gives you time to save up weapons for the upcoming battle, as it does have a lot of health. And my other favourite fruit is the cherry, because you will most likely hear it before you see it. It sounds like a helicopter, and if you don't shoot it in time, it lands on your counter. If you're quick enough, you can grab it and either shoot it with a gun or chuck it away from you. You can also grab other fruits that leap towards you if you're quick. Certain guns are better for beating certain fruits, and the game does involve a bit of trial and error for finding out what gun works best for each. This can lead to a slight bit of frustration at the beginning of the game, as before each mission you select what guns you want to take into each battle, and you may find that you have chosen a loadout that will not be very effective for that stage. Every so often you get power-ups that must be inserted into a slot in front of you for them to become active. There are 6 power-ups in total. The best ones in my opinion are the exploding bullets, which really do a lot of damage to the fruit and the store, and the slow motion one feels quite surreal as it bends time and really does help with your aiming, as some of the fruit bounce all over the place. Each time you finish a stage you are rewarded with juice. This is the currency for buying weapons from the vending machine found in the main hub area, which is a staff room. On each stage there are 3 stars to achieve, and they are rewarded for doing certain challenges, such as packing a set number of groceries in a certain time, or completing the stage with at least 80% health. Aiming to complete just one of these stars can change how you approach the level quite a bit, and you will have to replay the same stage for achieving all stars on some of the levels. You will need to collect these stars too, as they go towards unlocking new stages. There is 3 main locations in the game. The first has you simply scanning groceries, but later on gets a bit more difficult, because the game makes you find and scan a barcode found on each item. The second location is a dining court area, where you will be placing food packets onto the correct coloured parts of a tray. And the final location is a warehouse, where you will be dropping items into correct holes. This is by far the hardest one, and you really must be focused at all times, as there are 2 conveyor belts to the left and right of you. Now let's take a look at how immersive this game is. The locations are very bright and colourful, and the depth on the counter is amazing. You have no trouble at all knowing how far away groceries and guns are from you. Sometimes a fruit will hide behind the counter and you need to look over to shoot it. This really does help to immerse you in the world even more, and it really is a natural reaction to reach over and aim with your gun. When a fruit is very far away from you, it can be a bit difficult to see your laser sight on them due to the PSVR screen resolution. It's not a massive problem, and after some practice you should be able to shoot the fruit without the laser guidance. Juice splatters everywhere when you do get a successful hit, and if the fruit was close to you, juice appears all over your hands. Admittedly, it is only a little detail, but it shows love and thought has gone into the creation process of this game. When a power-up is active, the colours become a lot more vibrant and vivid in the world. It really does add to the effect that something grand is occurring. Every single gun feels amazing to shoot, and the vibration coming from the move controllers is very appropriate for each one. When you are firing 2 assault rifles at the same time, you really do feel powerful. You can even pour a grenade pin out with your mouth instead of your hand. This does help immerse you more, as it's not only your hands that have an effect on the world. If you miss the fruit and hit certain objects, they can be destroyed. Glass shatters and packages fly into the air into little pieces. The store really can end up being quite a mess by the end of a stage. An announcer is heard over the shop speakers, and the comedy is a bit hit or miss. Their somewhat dull voice can be quite annoying, especially as they keep rambling on quite a bit. Luckily, you can turn this voice off in the options menu.
Look to the heavens, the fruit are coming. Not just sour, these grapes are very angry. Emergency repair team to check out 6.
The sound and music is great overall, and the guns really do feel like they pack a punch, and the splatter of juice going everywhere is very pleasing.
Another fruit down. Management will be expecting at 1600 hours.
Now let's take a look at the setup and what controllers the game supports. I played this game in a standing position just over 2 meters away from the camera. The head tracking was great and the game did not make me motion sick. You do need to stand for this game, and you do need a lot of space around you, as you will be waving your arms around a lot. The game does require you to have 2 move controllers to play. In the warehouse level, you may find the move controllers not being picked up too well when you try to grab an item that has passed your sides and is now behind you. This is a limitation of the PSVR only having 1 camera though, and you do get used to how quickly you should grab an item before it becomes unreachable. Now let's take a look at the length of the game and what trophies come with it. The game includes 24 stages, and it took me around 5 hours to reach the final stage. I had quite a few challenge stars left to get to, which you will need to get if you're going for the game's platinum trophy. In total there are 38 trophies that can be achieved. There's 22 bronze, 11 silver, 4 gold and 1 platinum. They include some very decent challenges, such as completing every challenge star in each stage and for surviving 30 minutes in a stage. Overall, these trophies are done very well for a shooting gallery game. When I had reached the final stage, I had received 41% of the trophies, so completionists will get a lot of mileage out of this game. And now it's time for the verdict. This is definitely one of the best shooting galleries on the PSVR so far. You really do get better at aiming over time, and I think it has got me ready for any other shooting galleries that release in the future. I really do feel so much more comfortable using the move controllers as virtual guns now. It has an excellent variety of weapons and they all feel great to shoot. You really do get so immersed inside this game. One of the very best reoccurring moments is when your gun runs out of ammo and a new gun arrives in front of you just in time for you to grab it and pull off a very quick one-shot kill. It just feels fantastic, and the flow of gameplay is incredible. There may only be 3 main stage locations, but the challenges that are presented to you change each visit up quite a bit, and you really do have to get used to how each counter works. Simply put, this game is just pure fun. It offers a decent and fair challenge, and unlocking all the challenge stars and weapons is quite addictive. I'm already hoping they're planning a second game. They could call it Shooty Vegetables. The name may not have the same ring to it, but if it's similar to this game, you can guarantee I'll be behind that counter again for sure. I give Shooty Fruity a score of 9 out of 10. Beep, could you have a word with your manager please? This orange juice you got from the store today tastes a bit funny.
Look at the instructions on the table in front of you. Then feel free to explore the staff room. When you are ready,
I hope they don't check the staff room.
and place at your own station or wait your
Got ya! Whoa! I got one.
You.
What do you want me to do with it? Put him up.
The store will soon be closed.
Ah, no, it ran off! It ran off! Whoa! That's gonna break! Balloons!